Hi, and welcome back to the Freedom Law Group Law Library. In this video, we're going to discuss the IRS Form 1099 and the lawful way that many American nationals who have completed the revocation of election process choose to correct it to show zero taxable income. Even if you are not a 1099, we encourage you to watch this short video so you can share this important information with those you may know who are 1099. And, who knows, you may find yourself working as a 1099 in the future. But before we get into correcting your Form 1099, let's do a little refresher. The federal income tax is not unconstitutional across the board. It is perfectly legal within the limited territorial jurisdiction of the national government, meaning Washington, D.C., and the U.S. territories. But that's not the same as the constitutional republic, the 50 states of the Union. The Supreme Court made this distinction clear in 1895 in the Pollock v. Farmers Loan and Trust case. The court held that the federal income tax is a direct tax. And under Article 1, Sections 2 and 9 of the Constitution, a direct tax must be apportioned among the states. Without apportionment, it's unconstitutional. This was reaffirmed by President Taft in his letter to Congress explaining the intent behind the 16th Amendment. The 16th Amendment did not repeal the apportionment requirement. It only allowed income taxes to be collected without apportionment where Congress already had constitutional authority. That authority never extended to the 50 states in their sovereign capacity. The federal income tax was written to apply only within the federal jurisdiction, and to certain classes of individuals connected to that jurisdiction. There are 7 recognized subclasses of U.S. taxpayers, but American nationals born, living, and working in the private sector inside the 50 states are not among them. Despite this, millions of Americans every year receive IRS Form 1099s from clients, brokers, or others. These are information returns. They are not tax returns. In fact, according to the IRS's own 6209 manual, the Form 1099 is a Class 5 information return, grouped in the same category as estate and gift tax filings. There are serious flaws built into the form. For one, the 1099 does not require the creator to identify themselves under penalty of perjury. It can be generated anonymously. There's no sworn statement that the recipient is actually a U.S. taxpayer. And yet, the IRS takes these forms at face value and uses them to create the presumption that the income reported belongs to a taxpayer. The same is true of W-2s and W-4s. They are all Class 5 information returns. None of them prove that the person named is actually within the statutory definition of taxpayer. But once a 1099 is filed with the IRS, the presumption is made. But, here's what you can do to correct this presumption. Simply prepare a corrected 1099. Remember, the original was not signed under penalty of perjury. It's just paper. That means you are lawfully able to correct it if the information is wrong. The process is straightforward. Download a blank, fillable Form 1099 from the IRS website or any trusted source. If you're watching this video inside our clients-only resource center, the instructions are below this video including a link to a fillable Form 1099 for your convenience. To make the correction, use the original 1099 you received as a template, but change the information that is incorrect. If the income reported is not taxable to the federal government, you can change the amount to zero. If you've completed the revocation of election process that we offer as a part of our tax freedom package, and your 1099 income is not from a company located inside Washington, D.C. or the U.S. territories like Guam, Puerto Rico, etc., you can absolutely correct it to zero. And at the very top of the form, be sure to check the box that says corrected. Once the corrected form is complete, double-check it for accuracy. Then print and mail it to the IRS Service Center listed below in the instructions in the Resource Center. If you have multiple 1099s from multiple companies, each corrected form should be mailed separately, and it's wise to keep a copy of everything you send, included certified mail receipts and tracking numbers. This isn't tax evasion. It isn't hiding income. It's correcting a false presumption. A Form 1099 is not a sworn statement. It's an information return that creates an assumption, and the law allows you to rebut that assumption with a correction. It's important to note that this process should only be used after you have permanently exited the federal income tax system through the revocation of election process. Without that step, the IRS still considers you a taxpayer. But once the revocation is in place, you have the legal foundation to correct misapplied information returns. If you'd like to learn more about the revocation of election process, click on the link in the description. You can also visit our website at freedomlawgroup.us to download a free copy of the book and audiobook, Legal Non-Taxpayer: How to Legally Never File or Pay Federal Income Taxes Ever Again, which explains this entire process step by step. Congratulations on completing this video. We'll see you in the next video or module.